We had asked both you, Donovan and Siphokazi, to write a letter to your younger self. The time is now. Would you like to share? Siphokazi, we'll start with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I already told you before we gathered that I'm going to cheat because I'm going to read a poem. My collection is called Weeping Becomes a River. And I wrote this poem that actually speaks to that. Because I've been asked the question, why? Why this time? Why this? And I think because it's also quite vulnerable. I'm just contextualizing that these are things that I've learned in my journey that have finally allowed me to reach a certain place of truth in my work that wasn't there before, because I was too concerned about reception, about how my work would be received, and not what work is actually coming through me, and that, So if you are starting out, these are things I wish I'd known when I was in high school, starting writing and so on. But I'm also glad that I've gone on the journey that I have in order to get to this poem. And so it's my letter. Compensation patterns. I tried to learn French for 2 weeks at university. Tripped on conjugations and quit. Even less fluent in comprehending how my pain ached for attention. 2 signs, one in left breast, the other my right foot. Body gathered breath to scream, its thrust pinned under a skin of silence, made an abscess and a cyst. Antibiotics and syringe cleared symptoms, but not years of unsaid things fermented in my throat. Distraction, self-medication. When cancer has soaked its feet in your bloodline and you wake up to a mass, your first thought is a tumor. The next is dying with a malignant tongue. Silence and agreeability prevent love from leaving. This is what poetry becomes to you. A decoy for loved ones who beg you to express your feelings without the language to receive them. Retreat into your mind, abandon your heart, and write God's people into his kingdom with your poems. Press play on Brene Brown's TED Talk, and soon you are crying under your blankets, reaching for grief, for rage, for love, breath, and everything the scan reveals. Mieux vaut prévenir que guérir. Prevention is better than cure. I think what I want to say with this poem is we're having all of these wonderful conversations about the business aspects, really important. But I think at the heart of it is if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling your family is saying things and, you're just feeling isolated. But at the end of the day, we have to keep doing this. We have to keep putting out creativity. We have to keep making the world a little bit better than the way that we find it. So I think even though we are looking at all of these things, it's not to lose the heart of why this gift has been given to you. And hopefully we can support each other as artists, that even because there's a lot of pain, but that we support each other in navigating that experience. So please don't stop.
That's beautiful.
Don't stop.
I mean, that's what essentially Creative Allies is about, is to be an ally. I mean, we can't help in a lot of ways, but what we can do is to reaffirm your journey and that you should actually continue, because we need your work. We need all of our work. Donovan, your letter to Transkei, Donovan.
That was beautiful, man. But mine is, it's very simple. And I must be honest, like I wrote this and I got a tad bit emotional. I just a tad bit. I pushed back the tear though. I pushed it back because, we're like hard and tough out here.
Donovan, you said you go to therapy. Come on. Please change the narrative for us.
Job needs it to be tough.
You don't need to push back the tear in this
emotion.
room.
It was when I was, it's very short, it's very concise, but it's that gratitude thing I was talking about. And I'm so glad that you put this out, because it forced me to really like think back and go, wow, man, you're here. Like we did this. So this is a letter to my younger self. It says, "Dear Donovan, thank you for always being so curious about art, about design, and just the world in general. Man, you wouldn't believe all the experience that came from you persisting and always zagging when everyone else just wanted to zig. There's so much we still need to do and explore, but right now I'm trying my absolute best to dig deep and harness that unfiltered resilience and passion that you had when there were no expectations other than to have fun while creating. I'll always keep fighting to always get us to that state of beautiful flow. You're my biggest inspiration within. We've still got this." This is also another big thing that I'm trying to work on. And I think Siphokazi mentioned it earlier, but there aren't enough of these conversations. There aren't enough creative people being big brothers and big sisters, out there, like really trying to like just bring people up as much as possible. Like right now, my philosophy, I'm really just trying to be the person that I needed when I was younger, because there was no one, I had to fight and really, really just find this out for myself. But the world right now is so saturated with everyone trying to do the same thing. It's so saturated with nothingness. It's forcing people to go down this really dark, worthless path of just wanting to be famous, but with no soul and no purpose. So I think it's our biggest responsibility to have more of these conversations and just share and pass the baton as much as we can so that we can keep growing, because there's so much life and there's so many stories and there's just so much to be shared from South Africa. But it's our responsibility to break that mindset that the arts and what we do and storytelling is probably the most powerful tool that we have against the rest of the world. And that's what we have to like really own as much as possible in whatever medium you choose to express yourself in. So whoever's listening to this, good luck. And you really, really do have this, and you are absolutely worth everything. Just do not let them tell you that this ain't nothing.